podcast joint with Ciara.
This is T-Money, and you're listening to and you're watching the T-Money podcast joint featuring the illustrious Ciara Ross.
Hey.
And listen, today of all days, we got one of the greatest MCs of all time. All I gotta do is say the Cold Crush. The Cold Crush. Everybody, the Cold Crush. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 wonders of the world, and you are about to witness the 8th. Sitting center stage right here is my man, Grandmaster Kaz. Everybody give it up for him, brother.
Yes,
All right.
What's up, Kaz? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Love is love.
No doubt, man. Hip-hop legend right here, my man, Grandmaster Kaz. I say that you are walking, talking history, bro. The
epitome of hip hop.
No doubt. Your background speaks volumes. You understand? And I really appreciate you coming down today. The 50th anniversary of hip hop. You know what I mean? And you're here representing that. Let's start at the beginning. Obviously, your hat says it all, so you're from the BX. You know what I mean?
All day, I rep that. All day, every day.
No doubt, bro. So I know your history to a degree, so I just want our viewing audience who might not necessarily know all your history, so we're gonna chronicle it right now. So please talk to me a little about your beginnings. Obviously, we know where you're from, but how did hip hop and how did you rap and everything start for you back in the day?
Born and raised in the Bronx, South Bronx, Union Avenue, 168th Street. And if you look around the landscape of hip hop, and you can just pick just places around where every other hip hop artist grew up, pretty much in that area. By the time I got to another part of the Bronx, the west side of the Bronx, that's around the time when hip hop was being cultivated.
Oh, okay.
1520 Sedgwick Avenue, which is recognized as the birthplace of hip hop in the Boogie Down Bronx, where Hurt gave that infamous party on August 11th, 1973, which we are celebrating this year.
Right.
I lived on the next block. I lived up the block.
Oh, that's
walking
cool.
distance
Wow.
from 1520. So when that party happened, was I there? No.
No.
I was 13.
Okay, you were young.
I was 13, and
right.
back then, 13-year-olds didn't go to grown-up parties.
Right, no, that's right.
They
That's
say
right.
the child's play.
That's right.
All right.
No doubt.
But yeah, I of course I got wind of it. You know, all the older kids on the block. I mean, every weekend they be going down the hill. Where y'all going? We going to Cool Herc party.
Right.
So by the time I was able to put my musicality into practice.
Oh, okay, that's what's
okay.
up.
I caught the bug early. So I wanted to DJ, break dance, and do graffiti, and participate in all the elements of hip hop.
So talk to me. Yo, man, let me tell you.
So much on this guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it slow. You feel me? So because there are things that are going on here.
Y'all ain't got enough film.
No, not at all.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. But so talk to me a little. Okay, so we know about 78, the Cold Crush. Talk to me about Tony Tone. Talking about you coming up with Breakout, Baron, Funky 4 MCs.
Yeah.
My girl Sha Rock. Salute to Sha Rock. I spoke to her a couple weeks ago. KK Rockwell, right? So talk to me a little about that part of it. You came up when you started rhyming, and you formulating crews, and you going from one crew to the next, and because back then when hip hop first started, everybody you had a little crew, and then maybe you want to go to another crew, or you want to do a little something like that.
That was some bullshit. That was that bullshit back in the day. You had cats, that was disgruntled or whatever.
Right,
you know what I mean? Differences, or they see greener pastures somewhere else.
Oh, they want to get a come up. See, that's right.
That the foundation of hip hop is the DJ.
Facts.
Okay, the person who had the equipment. All right, the sound
AKA
system.
DJ Mr. Casanova Fly.
Okay,
that's right.
You know what I mean? And before I was an MC, I was a DJ.
There you go.
Before there was an MC.
Right.
Okay, or somebody who rapped lyrically, I was DJ.
It was about the DJ, of course.
So that was my aspiration from the time I heard Kool Herc and then started hearing about other DJs and stuff. It started from, house parties, one turntable, 45s. You know what I mean?
Right.
To the evolution of an entire set, sound system, and all that. That's one thing that I'm most proud of as far as my story and where I started out in hip hop. My foundation in hip hop starts with the hard shit, okay?
Right.
Because anybody could have came to a party later on and got on a microphone.
Right.
Okay, but if it wasn't no sound system out there, it wasn't nothing for you to get on.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I was part of that revolution, the DJ first.
Right. When I tell people when I came up, and I used to listen to your music as a kid. Now listen to this. My cousins, they from Hoe Avenue.
All right.
Right, you know what I mean?
74th Street.
Facts. My cousins are from there, so I used to go there, and my cousins used to have the tapes. You know what I mean? When Cold Crush was doing that thing, I used to take them tapes home and buzz them around my block. I'm from Long Island. So brothers would be like, "Where you get that? Who that?" and whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Yo, that's Cold Crush. You ain't up on that." You know what I mean? So I used to gather all the tapes. That's why I was sitting there talking about the Cold Crush. I used to listen to that when I was a kid.
All right.
You know what I mean? So my thing is, it all started with the DJ, and as me and Dr. Dre from Your Own TV Raps, we came up and we started DJing in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? And I didn't have turntables and shit, so I had like one little turntable. Then my parents let me use, like the house equipment, the house setup.
Yeah, the house
wood
turntable
with the wood and
the
all
wood
that.
paneling around those Kenwood turntables.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I had. So I had to use those with the volume control. There was no mixers. There was none of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's how I started out DJing. I started DJing, and then I became an MC because Def Jam wanted us to do an album because Rick Rubin discovered me and Dre off a radio station. You know what I mean? Along with Public Enemy and whoever else, but. It manifested into that. So I can understand where you're coming from because there were no other aspects of this unless you're going to be a graffiti artist or a breakdancer. You DJ, and the DJ was the star. You understand? So
I DJ'd for 5 minutes, and my DJ skill was to loop. That's the only thing I knew how to do. Loop. That was it.
I mean, the elements, kind of called for each other.
Right.
I mean, the only thing that was already there, like in another sense, pretty much was graffiti. You know what I mean? And you had to be really a graffiti artist or somebody who was trying to use that medium for self-expression.
Right.
But DJing was a specialized, you had to want to be a DJ. You couldn't just up and be a fucking DJ.
Right.
Okay? You needed equipment. You know what I mean? You need to know how to use it, how to fix it, everything. I remember when I first got my set, I didn't even know how to fucking plug it up together yet. I sat there for 2 days, I didn't have nobody that knew nothing about that, and I figured it out.
Right. That's real right there.
But the acumen that you get from being a day oneer in this culture, okay, truly qualifies you for 50th anniversary status around here.
That's facts.
You understand? Because for a lot of people, it's their 30th anniversary.
Exactly.
Or their 20-something anniversary, or their 15th anniversary, or even their 40th. But not a lot of people, it's their 50th
I can salute and say that for 100% because I know for sure I'm probably 35. You know what I mean? But that's all good, because I contributed to the music just like this brother, and I can understand you, and I totally appreciate you. Then it's without all question, So the Cold Crush, Easy AD, Almighty KG, Tony Tone, Charlie Chase, JDL in the building. So talk to me about this, and from what I gather, I watched something on you the other day, and I knew this, but I want to let our viewing audience know that you yourself, you penned 3/4 of Rapper's Delight. Am I correct?
Yeah, a third of it.
Yeah.
Probably, a third.
Oh, a third of it.
Delight.
Okay.
Well, everything Hank said,
except
for the stuff, the lines he stole from Hollywood.
But how did that?
My back is around my neck. Ooh ha! I got it all in check.
How that even happen? Like that you were able to pen it, and he took it and then used it.
Well, he was down with me.
Oh, he was down with you.
Managing me.
Oh, okay.
At the time, so that's how he got around me. He was around me and my crew at the time.
Okay.
And so he knew our stuff.
Right. Yeah. From what we had, what I realized, I think I said Sylvia had a chance to hear. He was listening to you, and she heard you, and then he said he wrote it, or.
I mean,
give me the real story.
I've told the story 1,000 times,
I know.
and it's not because I want to tell it 1,000 times, because people ask me about it 1,000 times. But basically, he
Right.
He was working in a pizza shop in New Jersey.
Okay.
To make back some of the money he took out as a loan from his parents.
Oh, okay.
To reinforce our sound system.
Right,
I was
okay.
still a DJ. I
Okay.
still had my own crew
Right.
and stuff. So this is before Cold Crush. Now a lot of
Okay.
people think Hank managed the Cold Crush, but
Right.
that was never the case.
Okay.
I got down with the Cold Crush brothers after Hank left and split.
Okay.
But yeah, so he knew my stuff. I mean, we used to
Right.
practice. He used to be at the house and we was like fam. And so he used to take a little boombox to work with him. And everybody had a little boombox,
Of course,
cassette tapes,
right.
and take some of our tapes,
Right.
my practice tapes or tapes of me just having a jam,
Right.
and take them with him to the pizza shop. So people coming in and out of the pizza shop
They heard you. Right.
heard him.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like lip syncing. You doing the Milli Vanilli
okay, I
shit
feel
to the
you.
to the
Right.
tape, to the
Wow,
cassette.
wow, okay.
So he got the box there and he's rocking with the voices on the box, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
whoever
right.
it is, like that's me. So people coming in and out of there, the word got out. Hey, there's a fat dude in the pizza shop who be MCing. You know what I mean?
Who got bars?
Well, you got bars.
So
Feel
yeah.
that,
So that attracted Sylvia Robinson when she was looking for a third member for the Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh, okay.
So instead of him telling them, nah, that ain't me. I don't rap. That's Casanova Fly. I manage Casanova Fly.
Right.
I mean,
And
but he ain't never said all that. he
course
never
not.
said none of that shit. Matter of fact, he just repeated the stuff that they thought they heard him say before, and it was my shit, and they loved it, and they made him part of the Sugar Hill.
Well, a lot of that kind of stuff happened way back in the day too, man. People were actually, trying to get on, so you jump at opportunities, even if the opportunities aren't necessarily designed for you. You do what you gotta do. You understand? But
But that cheapens the art form. It cheapens the music itself. It cheapens the level of skill that it takes to do that particular thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, it was a good thing that rap got exposed to a large audience. Okay, but the thing that exposed it, okay, was a lesser
wasn't genuine.
was a lesser
Right.
version of
Right.
what you wanted to like. The foundation of hip hop wasn't found in Rappers Delight.
Right. Absolutely not. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely
Not
not.
from
So
mine.
it had its validity in, I'm sorry, for being the song that broke hip hop and rap music out into mainstream America. But like for all that, that could have been Rapture by Blondie.
This is very true. And Rapture was definitely
Okay, now for some people, Rapture is the first time anybody heard somebody rap on a song.
Or the Fatback Band, for that matter. King
Or
Tim
King
III.
Tim III.
Right,
Or
right.
Jocko Henderson,
That's Jocko. Exactly.
for that matter. So if that's where you got your hip hop from,
Right.
okay, then that's where you got your hip hop from. But that is not the hip hop that we were practicing
Exactly.
at the time.
And you probably heard that and was like, really?
Yeah, but I mean, by the time Hank said that rhyme, that was like 3 years old.
Oh, yeah.
3-year-old rhyme.
Right.
That's the rhyme you say when you first start rhyming. You say a rhyme about yourself, who you are,
Right,
what
right.
you got.
Spell it
who you
out.
got, Spell it out.
Spell your
You gotta
name.
spell your name out. I mean, Love Bug Starsky started that shit.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Exactly.
I'm the LOVEPUJ. Niggas was saying I'm the LOVEB before they understood, oh shit, I'm saying somebody else's name.
Exactly.
Oh, let me spell out my own goddamn name and make it rhyme.
That's right. That's right.
So I mean, that's how all that came about. As far as the Cold Crush is concerned, the Cold Crush happened after.
That happened after.
Hank
right?
managing me and the crew that I had at the time was my last ditch effort to have a crew. Okay, because I started out with just me and Disco Wiz.
Oh, okay.
Me by myself. That was my brother, Disco Wiz. Okay, and then he got knocked, and then I'm by myself. Okay, now I gotta like borrow equipment, find other people to fill that void. You know what I mean? My friends I went to high school with, Whip a Whip,
Right.
Donna
Whip a
Rock,
Whip, no
became
question.
my MCs. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing. And I pretty much, they left and went, and then I had to get other MCs, and then I just went through this,
in a cycle.
you know, from this to this to this. I was Casanova Fly, then I was Casanova Fly and Disco Wiz, then it was the Mighty Force, and then it was the Force 4, and then it was the Force 5, and then it was the Notorious 2. And then by the time that shit happened
It
with
just
Hank,
amalgamated.
it was like,
Okay.
you know what? I'm done with this group shit. JDL was like, yo, I'm not fucking with no more of these dudes.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Or none of this crew shit. Let's just rock out.
No doubt.
And that was actually one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. After that major blow happened to you, how did you stay motivated to continue? Because I know it had to affect you majorly.
I mean, in a way, it didn't affect me majorly till later on, till the song became a hit, and then everything started happening, and then people start saying, "Yo, you ain't this and that. Why you ain't getting it? Why you ain't doing this? How could he?" You know. But when it first happened, it was like, the fuck.
You don't care, right?
It's like somebody stole my rhyme. What the fuck? I got more rhymes than anybody.
Right.
Anybody. Like, why am I worrying about, especially Hank, going using a rhyme? Like that's gonna take him somewhere.
Right. And then it turned.
And then it took him somewhere. And it stayed there. And it stayed there.
And I know I asked you behind the scenes, but I sure was like, listen, ain't nobody ask you. Listen, we need to pull up on Hank. Okay?
Nobody
like, for real.
nobody knew this would blow like that. Nobody understood. We didn't understand the record business, publishing, like none of that. Like none of that shit was in the stratosphere. As far as we were concerned, we were still developing the foundation and the culture of hip hop before it got bastardized by record companies.
That's very true.
You know, hip hop didn't have its own shit together yet. It wasn't ready to be.
It was pillaged. It was pillaged definitely by record companies at that time.
If we was ready, we would have had some ownership in it.
No question.
We would have started our own record companies. We would have been the record company, not going to a record company.
Right. But it was pillaged. It was definitely pillaged because, you know, people saw money. See, they saw it. They said,
facts.
And we weren't ready. You know, we weren't ready at all. But you guys eventually did get your own deal, right? Tough City.
If you want to call it a deal.
Oh, shit.
If anything, they got the fucking deal.
Here we go.
They got the deal.
Okay, this is what we try to get to the bottom of. So Tough City did sign you guys, right? It was independent, you know. First independent rap label that was distributed by a major, you know,
and that did us no good either.
It didn't help you at all, right? So this is what we're trying to get to the bottom. So how did you feel about that whole situation over at Tough City, and how did that shape your?
Tough City seemed like an avenue for us because when everybody was getting signed to Enjoy Records,
right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Enjoy had a lot of people.
Yeah, if you was either on Enjoy or there was another like independent label that supported your records. Paul Winley records had put out records early like that. And then by the time Sugar Hill came out with Rapper's Delight, all the Enjoy artists were leaving Enjoy to go to Sugar Hill. So they felt like that was a greener pasture. As far as the Cold Crush Brothers is concerned, we were in no hurry to go get signed to no record deal, especially to no company that had all them niggas on it already. Okay? It's like we gonna come in and either be the last on there or people will be up there stealing our shit. So, you know, we were content being independent, being the top live performance hip-hop group in hip-hop.
Right.
Okay, for a few years. We held that crown, and that was good enough for us. We eventually got signed to Tough City because there wasn't no hip-hop artists on Tough City. And we felt like, okay, we could be the group on this label. But that never worked out for us. That never wound up being a good situation for us.
Well, listen, for those of you who have never had a chance to see the Cold Crush Brothers perform live, if you can, look it up online, Google it. Yo, let me tell y'all was sick. Let me tell you, was sick performers, bro. They were dope, man, live. You know what I mean? I mean, we're talking about harmonizing. They had the routines. That's why you saw me in the beginning of Cold Crush. That was part of a routine. They killed. You know
where that routine comes from?
Tell me.
You remember a cartoon called Gigantor?
Oh, Gigantor. Wow. Yo, that's
Dropping
crazy. That's dope. I never made the correlation.
Boom, 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 boom,
yep.
boom, boom, boom,
the Cold Crush. The Cold Crush. What? The Cold Crush. That's crazy.
Learn something new every day.
And it came from Giant. Well, a lot of that stuff happens, man. That's dope. That's real dope. I mean, that borders creativity on another level, man. But listen, they were hot, man. You know, when they performed live, I had a chance to see them perform live when I was younger, man, and you guys were sick. And you know, there are a lot of artists that could have learned from your stage presence. I mean, there's so many artists now that have absolutely no stage presence. They're horrible on stage. Like literally, they have good songs. Their songs carry them, but they don't do shit when they're on stage. You know what I mean?
That's
Cold Crush was like, you know, I don't even know if I could even use that kind of comparison, but Cold Crush was like watching New Edition, but you were watching rappers.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And they you know, and you wore it at that time, you know, people were wearing different type of haberdash on stage. They wore leather, you know.
And let's talk about this leather, because I believe the Furious 5 had something to do with your appearance.
Right,
yeah, the
about
Furious
this leather,
5
man.
had a lot to do with the change in the dress code in hip hop, and not for everybody, because everybody couldn't pull it off.
Right,
basically.
That's right.
The Furious 5 was the first groups them and the Funky Four were the first groups to go on tour. Okay, national tours, and go on tours with R&B groups and funk groups of that era. So the Furious 5 went on tour with the Fatback Band and the Gap Band and Cameo and Rick James and guys like that, and came back with that, now this is how superstars dress. This is how, you know what I mean?
With the high boots and the leather,
with the boots
with the
and
furry
the leather,
hats,
so they had their
women's
own
panties. Let's not forget the panties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, I adopted that one too. Okay.
He was wilding.
Yeah, because that's what rock stars used to do.
Right, that's
You know
right.
what I mean? These cats went on the road and came back as rock stars. And not to be outdone,
Facts.
okay? It was like, okay, that's what it is? All right, well, let's get it up. And we had an excuse because we did a song called Punk Rock Rap.
I was going to get into that. You're going to talk to me more
And
about that.
we were trying to merge the consciousness between the punk rap movement of the day and the hip hop movement of the day, because they were both bastard musics. You know what I mean? Like hip hop is the bastard child of disco.
Right.
Okay, and punk rap is the bastard child of rock music, of rock and roll. And both consciousnesses were rebelling against the standard.
Right.
And so we had that in common. So the thing was, hip hop had started going downtown to parties at places like the Roxy, the Mud Club, the Ritz, and you know what I mean, and a whole lot, the Peppermint Lounge and things like that. Oh yeah,
Peppermint Lounge too. That's right.
And the punk rock audience started seeing. First, the B-boys is what attracted that downtown crowd, the energy of the B-boys. Right. Okay, and then it was the DJ, the music, and everything.
A lot of DJs from uptown would go downtown.
Exactly,
to DJ.
exactly. And that's how hip hop started going downtown. So we did a joint called Punk Rock Rap, which is what got Tough City signed as an associated label of CBS.
Oh, that's why.
Okay, so that's historically, if you want to talk about what's first and this and that, we were the first independent hip-hop label, okay, picked up by a major label, okay, for our song Punk Rock Rap. Now, CBS thought they was getting a punk rock group, and when they saw it was the Cold Crush Brothers and who the Cold Crush Brothers were and what they looked like, they was like, oh, hell to the no.
We can't
They
do
was
this.
like, what the fuck? Like, how we gonna market this? Like, how do we, you know what I mean? And then, the guy at Tough City, the head of Tough City at the time, he probably did something to fuck up the deal as well. So they dropped the song, and Profile picked us up.
Oh, Profile picked you up. That's right.
And then Fresh Wild Flying Ball came out.
That was my joint right there. Fresh Fly Wild Ball.
Yeah, but Punk Rock Rap was our excuse for the leather, the feathers, the chains. You know what I mean? We originally were inspired, like I said, by Grandmaster Flash, but we had this song come out that warranted for us to dress that way if we were going to go down to the downtown scene. So.
Well, that song, Punk Rock Rap, was sampled by one of the greatest rap songs of all time.
Yeah, the show.
You know, that Oh My God, Oh My God, that came off of their song. You know, it was just dope.
That Oh My God, that was Nene, who's referred to as the queen of the Cold Crush. Nene was Tony Tone's cousin.
Oh, Tony Tone's cousin.
And she also was an MC back in the day. She used to MC with Africa Islam.
Oh, dope.
And the Funk Machine. Okay. Right. And when we were doing the song, we were in the studio doing a song, I did this British accent, black British. I did this Blitish accent. Okay. And I was like answer the door, and it was like, oh my God, it's the Cold Crush.
Right.
And it became infamous. So Dougie took that sample, oh my God, that's in the show, and that's from punk rock rap.
Yeah, that's
legendary.
That's real dope. That's real dope.
I mean, if you trace a lot of things back, a lot of them shits will end up right here.
Of course.
Exactly.
Right here in front of me.
All past will go back to you.
To Grandmaster
salute to you. That's why I needed you here today, brother, to discuss all these things. Oh, listen, but this is something I didn't know. Because I looked you up, which I didn't think I needed to do, but I did anyway. But you composed, you were part of some films that you were the composer of. And you put some song The Wedding Singer. You worked on some of your stuff was in The Wedding Singer, Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, okay. Those were songs that I didn't.
Song.
Compose if written or whatever.
Because you already worked on the music, so they list you as the composer. So I'm like,
okay. Well, those are just songs that I've done with other people that have been included into the joint I did with Macklemore is in a couple of movies. I did a joint with Moby, the artist Moby, a while back, which was in a film or two like that. So
those are huge.
Excuse me, sir. I appreciate the humbleness. I really do, but you cannot skip over the song that you did Downtown with Macklemore.
I just said I did a joint with Macklemore.
You can't just glide over that.
I can't. I definitely can't glide over it because it was monumental, and I'm glad you stopped me on it. I mean, that was monumental. That record exposed me to some things that I've never experienced as an artist in music. All these years that I've been a part of it, MTV Awards, we won. And a global MTV award for the song. I got a platinum plaque from the song. I mean, the paper was phenomenal.
Right. Looking luscious in the video. You know what I mean?
We shot a full video. I mean, we did Jimmy Fallon. We did the New Year's Rockin' Eve. Like, I don't get invited to shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? I've never been the Grammys and all that other shit. And I never been to a BET award.
Now, see, hold on, stop right there. Now, I'm going to say something right now.
That's a lot of layers to peel back.
Which really making me think like this is artists like Kaz, right? And we're all having this conversation, right? This is what we're discussing. This is why, and I keep hearkening back to this because the podcast was formulated through my heart and my mind in regards to wanting to support artists of like Kaz, for instance, and talking to them. But see, what I don't understand is why, and I guess I'm bringing up a subject that we can all discuss right now, why it's like somebody like Cass could always contribute to someone else's music, to be part of somebody's song, to collab with this gentleman, to do things that, because it's not like he can't pick up a microphone and set it off, because he could do that. He could do that in his sleep. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like he can't write or contribute to this music. Like only certain artists understand the history. Like somebody like Missy, she goes back. Like other people, like certain people, but other people treat that like a brother like Cass. He doesn't exist. Well, I'm not. Listen, let me hear me out. I'm not for all that. I'm for all of us being together as one, because hip hop should be together as one entity. You know what I mean? And now there's no other entity as far as music is concerned or entertainment does this. You understand? If I'm doing a movie, and I'm a young writer of a film, of course I'm gonna look to get somebody like De Niro or somebody like has a huge track record. If I'm a rock and roll artist, if I'm in the group called the Rolling Stones, of course I want to use somebody like a young rock and roller to be part of my group if I need to do a song with them. Hip hop is the only one that does that. Hip hop music is the only one that does not support all of it in its entirety. You understand?
Because before it.
Right, what came before, because they feel like, that's old. And what does that mean to me?
But this is why and this is off a record, of course, but this is why I asked Mr. Cass before we started the name of his freestyle, and I would hope that he will be able to perform it for us, because it's called Before.
Right.
Before, when you really analyze and hear exactly what this man is talking about, he is before so many different things that people are glorifying now.
Right.
So that right there speaks value. And you are right. For someone that's from the millennial era, they have forgotten of the pioneers of this guy.
If you play baseball, you know who Babe Ruth is. You understand? If you're a politician, you know the hell is, you know George Washington is.
Well, as long as Michael Jordan been out the game, you know who Michael Jordan.
Right,
you know who Dr. J is. Right. Okay, you know who Kareem is.
If you're a freaking rapper, and listen, I'm talking to the camera right now. If you're a freaking rapper, or if you're a DJ, or if you're a graffiti artist, or if you're in hip hop on any level, you should know this man. If you don't know this man, you should get the fuck out. That's period, point blank, because you're playing yourself, okay? Because you're actually a culture vulture. That's what you are. Mm-hmm. Because you're not understanding or paying homage to what came before you. Because without people like him, you would have nothing. There would be nothing. You'd be doing something else. I don't know what you'd be doing, but you wouldn't be doing hip hop because it wouldn't even exist.
Well, that's why there was a lot of controversy
the cast, man.
around the song with him and Mr. Macklemore as far as Downtown.
Right.
Because Mr. Macklemore reached back in. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it was you, Mr. Melly Mel, and
that's right. Melly Mel was down with that
some
too.
of the other guy, Kumo D. Thank you so much. So it was a lot of controversy because they felt as though that he was a different nationality, blah, blah, blah. But if us, meaning us blacks as a culture, pay homage, there wouldn't be controversy when you get to somebody as far as Macklemore. Macklemore shouldn't have to reach down and get these three.
That's facts.
There's so many different rap artists out there. You should pour back into him.
Y'all got sound effects or something? Could you put some claps up right now?
We can put claps up. We can put claps up. We got that. We got that. So that's real talk.
I mean, for all the Rex Reed critics at large, all right, that wanted to attack Macklemore or whatever, he just trying to get credibility, you know what I mean, from the hip-hop. Motherfucker, that nigga just won 2 Grammys away from Kendrick Lamar and the rest of these niggas, man. He didn't need us.
That's facts.
This was his sophomore album. Whatever he came out with was going to fly. Okay, it was either gonna fly or flop, but he was already rolling on the the momentum of just having 1 Grammy award. So it wasn't like he needed Melly Mel and Grandmaster Caz and Kumo D, and not to lessen who we are either. But I'm just saying, for them to put on him like, he just was trying to get credibility. Nigga ain't need credibility. All right, he already won. He already won.
Right.
Okay, so this was something that he wanted, a sound that he wanted for a particular song. You know what I mean? And that's why he got us.
And if you were doing your job as an artist, and
exactly,
you wouldn't have to worry about anything
Look
as it relates to
Look how many people of color,
him. Right.
You know what I mean, have had record labels, companies, production companies, management companies, and are millionaires, billionaires. They sitting on islands and shit doing yoga.
And they ain't reach out not once.
Not once.
So they can all what they can do.
So I'm just saying, for anybody to criticize Macklemore for providing us or me, I know me because I never had no platinum record before. I never had no Grammy. I never visited. You know what I mean? None of that shit. Mo D has experienced that. Melly Mel has experienced that. But for me, that was my first time on those kind of platforms. So can't nobody tell me shit about Macklemore.
That's right.
No,
Salute to Macklemore
all
too.
the luck. You know what I mean? And moving forward and all the success.
And salute to
and
him,
you guys
man.
look great in the video. If you haven't seen the Downtown video, go check it out. You can really see that these young men are having a ball at what they do. You can't fake that. You can't act that. They on mopeds riding through the streets.
No doubt. Come on, I felt like a fucking kid. You know what I mean? I'm riding through the streets on Kumo D, he don't fuck with mopeds, so he was like, nah, I'm good.
Paint.
I'll just stand here and do this. But yeah, like I said, it was a great experience, and the things that go along with that, it makes you even see the industry even clearer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is how you get treated when this
Facts.
With respect.
You know what I mean? I'm on MTV. Well, I never been to the fucking MTV. Well, I'm on the MTV. They catering to me left and right. Oh, what do you need, sir? You this and that, such and such. Step right this way. Over there. And you can tell them, you can see them shushing other people the fuck back. Okay?
Right.
Y'all have to go over there on that side or whatever.
That's how that
was
worked.
me. That was me. Okay? So me being on that side of it, you know what I mean, was like, wow. Oh, so this is what's up. You know what I mean? You get a certain kind of dressing room. You know what I mean? Your transportation. You try first class. What? Huh?
Pick
Huh? This is
M&Ms
what we
out.
doing here? This how you motherfuckers. I know people like, well, how's the money? The money was damn decent. I was like, damn, y'all been getting paid for this shit?
Yeah, man. And truth be told,
y'all been getting checks like this?
And truth be told, that's the tip of the iceberg, bro.
I know. That's
you know
just one artist and one project.
Right.
Imagine people that's their everyday.
That's what they do every day.
You know what I mean?
That's how they work, man. And you know, truth be told, I was telling somebody the other day, so you yourself is to me, you're hip hop royalty. Period. Point blank. I mean, you know, I'm not the type of person. And I learned from my early years to like, I don't sweat people. I don't do that, and I'm not sweating you either, for that matter. But I'm just giving you. I'm saluting you as an entity, because truth be told, like people like you, my brother, like you sacrificed a lot. You did everything in this business that was necessary to actually propel this culture to a level, and you deserve all the respect that you should get. You understand? And if people can't see that, then you know we have a problem in hip hop. Period. You know, if you're a multi-millionaire, right, and you've made money off this culture and can't see the value in somebody like Kaz, then you're not doing a good job of actually for the culture, and you're just taking from it. To me, you know what I mean? And I'm serious about that. I think that's borderline criminal.
Disrespectful.
No, forget it being disrespectful. It's criminal because you're stealing.
They're never going to face criminal charges.
You still well, yes, they can. In the
there's no court of
public,
disrespect.
But court of public, the court of public opinion, the court of public opinion, they can. You know, and I'm here to spearhead that. You know, so the hell with you if you're not understanding who Kaz is or whoever else on Kaz's level. You know, you can eat.
Now Kaz, just to revert back for the Sugar Hill Gang moment real quick. Once they found out the truth, once all of this stuff came out that, you know, he stole, we're not going to say borrow, he imitated greatness. I like that. What happened? Did they ever call you, have a conversation? Did they say, you know, my bad, can we rectify something?
No, nothing was ever addressed as far as me being the original writer on Rapper's Delight. I physically never went out there and tried to kick down no doors or anything like that. Like I said earlier, I had taken it as, you know what, go ahead, let them go ahead with that bullshit. I'm going to do this.
Right.
And then I joined the Cold Crush Brothers, and my whole focus was on, you know, making the Cold Crush Brothers, you know, what we eventually, you know, became.
Right.
So, yeah, but nobody ever, once they found out, it was about hiding the shit. It wasn't about revealing it or trying to get to the source of it. Right. It's like, yeah, well, fuck that nigga then, and this and that. Ooh. I mean, that was their attitude. I'm pretty sure, you know, Joe and Sylvia Robinson, I mean, had little, you know, regard for who owned anything or who wrote or whatever the fuck. Their name was on records as writers. Yeah. So you already knew what was going on over there. So it didn't matter if I wrote it, Hank wrote it, some bum on the street wrote it. They was going to take the credit for it. They was going to take the money for it.
But that's how it worked. That's how it worked back then. That's how it worked back then.
I doubt if nobody at Sugar Hill was sitting there worrying about Kaz or Casanova Fly.
Facts. That's how it worked back then too.
Well,
man.
recently, I guess I'm going to say, but I think it was in 2019 when the Hip Hop Museum opened. You performed with them. The Sugar Hill Gang. How was that feeling? How was that?
When the National Hip Hop Museum, which was the pop-up museum in DC.
In DC, yeah.
I performed with the Sugar Hill Gang. Yes, I did. And prior to that, I had I've done performances with them as well. I mean, there was a point like 80s, 90s, you know, the Sugar Hill Gang come perform in New York, get booed. Okay, it's like about the first 3 rows of niggas like, man, fuck y'all. That's cash shit, yo. You know, and this and that. And for a while, I mean, me, G, Mike, we all cool, you know, and we've been cool for a while. But they explained to me that we didn't know. We didn't know. We didn't know Hank. Like, we was down together, and when they brought Hank in, we was like, oh, cool, this dude is dope. You know, and after a while, we started wondering why he kept saying the same shit over and over and over and never, like, had another rhyme. And he was like, we just thought he was always leading with his best stuff. Well, little did they know that he didn't have no more stuff.
That was your stuff.
Okay, that was my stuff.
That was your stuff.
And then once they found out, what are you going to do? Kick Hank out the group and then come get me? It's too late for that. Everybody know who Big Bang Hank is, this and that. Woo, you know what I mean? So, yeah, there was no regard for, what's real about it. Like, ooh, let's let everybody know, or let's go get gas. Or wasn't even no under-the-table shit like, yo, you know what? Let's not blow up the spot.
Right.
We understand that's your shit, though. Boom.
Oh, here.
Hold that.
Hold that, right.
Hold that.
He gonna need some more shit.
Right.
You write him some more shit.
See?
That was my...
Now, that would have been the smart shit right there.
That would have been the smart shit.
That would have been.
We have a segment on our show on Rock the Bells Radio.
Right.
And it's called What If? And one of the topics that came up, what if Hank had told Sylvia Robinson, listen, nah, that's not me, about this guy casting over fly. I could bring him, you know what I mean, and this and that. How things would have been different then. That might not have been the best case scenario.
No, it probably wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have been in Cold Crush.
Right, the Cold Crush wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Okay, whatever energy I put into the Cold Crush, I would have put into the Sugar Hill Gang. Okay,
right.
So
without question, yeah.
They might not have been the Cold Crush, but the Sugar Hill Gang would have looked a little different, had a different dynamic.
It might have been better.
Okay.
With that being said, it would have been better.
Definitely would have been better, not to take anything away from them, but I know what I add to a situation.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Okay, so and even now when I perform with them, when they say, "Come on, Cass, sing that song," the fucking crowd go berserk.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because they know. That's the CAS and the OVA and the rest is
LL. That's right. Go by the code of the doctor of the mix. Woo! Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me brush your shoulders off.
Just saying.
My man. So I also remember you were doing something, a hip hop tour. In the city. Yeah. The Hush tour.
Hush hip hop tour.
Yeah.
I want to go. Come get me.
Yeah,
you know what?
Cool.
I had been doing that tour for 20 years straight.
Wow.
20 years since the year 2000 up until the pandemic. Okay, now we ran regular all year round. Okay, I took over 2 million people from around the world to 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in 20 years. Wow. One bus load at a time.
So you're original TMZ.
Yeah, I'm more of, I think, a teacher. You know what I mean? The whole time I'm teaching people about the culture of hip hop. This is where it comes from. This is breaking. This is graffiti here. This is such and such. This is where this happened.
This is electricity.
And give people a better perspective on the culture of hip hop, because people who don't live it like us, they just see snippets and hear records or see videos and read about it in magazines. They don't know the essence of the culture. And you may not have the best appreciation for what you see, hear, and witness. But once you come here and you hear the culture disseminated to you from someone who lived it and helped pioneer it, I think it gives you a much better perspective. And like I said, I've given over 2 million people that better perspective and taking them to 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, which is now Hip Hop Boulevard.
Yeah, one of the most interesting things that I kind of caught about the tour is that you really break down the electricity and how you used to get electricity.
Yeah, how if you didn't know what you was doing, you got an afro. Yeah, I mean, all that. You know what I mean? And when it's genuine and when it's coming from your heart, I mean, my own recollections, the shit that I'm talking about, I didn't learn this.
Yeah,
you lived it.
I didn't research this. I lived this shit.
Question.
You know what I mean? Everybody I talk about, I could call them on the phone right now. Anybody.
That's right.
You understand? And that's because of, the relationships and the appreciation for the culture. I mean, if hip-hop did anything, it brought us close. Right. Brought us closer together. Gave us something, a commonality.
That's right.
That we all share.
So we can bond together with.
Facts.
No question. So
are you ever surprised about, meaning I guess I should say, do you ever sit and ponder and think about how many influential people you've influenced? Because you got kids named after you.
I get reminded of it, every now and then. I do get reminded of it. People tell me all the time. Yeah, like you said, like Peter Gunn's, like one of his sons, his name Kaz, after me.
Oh,
I mean, that's just the influence. There's so many, MCs or rappers, named after me, or Grandmaster or something because of me. And it means that I chose the right path. You know, it means I wasn't wasting my time, that I did have a positive influence on this planet, you know, while I was here. So and that's basically, I mean, what more could you want out of a lifetime, to be able to say you inspired other people and you left a legacy?
This is very true.
Wow.
So you're doing Rock the Bells Radio now. You talked about that earlier.
Yeah. I've been I'm in like a year and a half in Rock the Bells Radio. Me and Ciara. Salute to my sister.
Salute to Ciara. Salute, no question.
Yeah. So when LL's started the station, or when word of him starting a station was happening, he asked me. He said, "Listen, I need some old school tapes, yo. I need some of them old school cassettes and shit that you used to sell that's out here now, you know what I mean? Because this is going to be the OG's radio station. I'm playing shit all the way back to tapes. I want them to know this and this and that." And I was like, yo, that shit is dope, Al. But really, I've sold so many of those tapes. All right, since back in the days, all the way up to like recently, a few years ago, that it's like it's saturated, because everybody I sold a tape to sold one to somebody else and made a copy. That's right. And this and this and that.
I can attest to that 100% because I had the tape, so I know.
I never got the
fourth
tape.
generation tape. You made a fifth generation tape.
I had them.
And so I'm like, you can get them shits on YouTube right now. You can find them on YouTube. You know what I mean? I said, but if you want to do something for me, give me a slot. You know what I mean? Give me a slot on the show. Now the show hadn't even started yet, and I guess the pre-planning had already been done. Right. And he was like, "Yo, that's a conversation that we could have at some point." He said, "But the launch, I already got the launch planned out, and this and that like that." So now I'm like, all right, well, cool. I fell back and just waited for it to happen. Now the coolest thing in the fucking world is for like 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, it seemed like a month, there was a promo running on Sirius XM that Rock the Bells was coming.
Of course.
There's a new show that's coming on Sirius, LL Cool J's Rock the Bells Radio. And there's the rap that I did that you asked me about before. I did that live in California, and DJ Z-Trip was the DJ at the time. So Z-Trip recorded
I'm telling you,
doing that live.
Wow.
Okay, and he put it as a bonus on the back of his album.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope. That's dope, bro.
So when Rock the Bell starts, like when the promo is that live rhyme that I did, that Z-Trip recorded, and it ran on a loop 24 hours a day until Rock the Bell started.
To the debut, right.
Okay? So I don't care what time you go to that station, you hearing my rhyme on a loop. Okay? And so I opened up the Rock the Bells Radio.
Look at that, full circle.
My rap opened up Rock the Bells Radio, and then a couple of years later, I get a phone call. I got my Rock the Bell hoodie on. I'm in my hood, just out there burning it down with my boys. Right. I get a phone call, LL Cool J. I'm like, oh shit, yo, what up? He like, you ready to do this show? I'm like, hell yeah. He said, you mind doing a show with Ciara? Not a problem.
Facts.
All right, boom.
That's facts.
And here we are.
That's facts.
So that's the joint. We on Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1. And it is great because it wasn't like he threw me a bone or he threw us a bone. He gave us a primetime slot show daily.
10 a.m. to 1, that's prime time.
Not every hour or a week, like 3 hour show every day, Monday through Friday.
That's official.
So he's another person like Macklemore. Nigga, you can't tell me nothing about LL Cool J.
I know that's right. I hear you talking.
You get that? And I wave the flag proudly. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And he's the only, I can say that, no, he's not the only, but he's one of the voices that have expressed helping the old school or the pioneers of hip hop, the legends, the champions of hip hop, by acknowledging them and giving us a platform. And everybody else talked about it. You know, people come, did declarations. Yo, we should give hip hop artists $1 million a piece. I mean, and that was Swiss Beats. And what a great sentiment. And what a great thought. But I haven't gotten no motherfucking $1 million. Okay, from that effort. And I'm pretty sure once he put that shit out there, it was a bunch of niggas like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what? Yeah. No, you didn't say you want to give them niggas $1 million. Yeah. We all gonna have to kick in there. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that conversation died down pretty quick. LL is the only one that used his vehicle, his platform, to give us a platform and a payday.
Salute to LL Cool J. Salute to LL Cool J.
Salute to the GOAT.
GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. LL Cool J. Respect to you, man. And respect to you, Kaz. And thank you, brother.
Yo, man, I love this shit, man. You ain't got to thank me.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? I appreciate the acknowledgement, but without it, I'd still be doing this shit.
No doubt, because you do it for the heart.
I do it for the heart. I do it for the love. I've got so much invested in this culture. Every time hip-hop wins, I win. Anytime hip-hop get a Grammy, I get a Grammy. Hip-hop, get a platinum plaque, I get a platinum plaque.
Right.
So I want it to continue, but I want the legacy of it to be cemented and solidified. There should be a motherfucking Mount Rushmore out here of hip hop. Okay, and no disrespect, but don't put Eminem and and Tupac and Big, because they deserve their own. Okay, but the Mount Rushmore is of the first leaders of this country. All right, so a Mount Rushmore for hip hop should be the leaders and the people who started hip hop.
I agree, and what's so funny is corporations set the tone for this shit too, because they classify old school hip hop as stuff from like 1990, and that's you're leaving out over a decade of music.
More than a decade.
You know what I mean? I said over a decade. Yeah.
Everything
so you
is
can't do
old
that.
school
Right.
eventually.
Right.
Once enough time gets behind it, everything is old school. And as a testament to that, you can see a lot of the artists from the middle school of hip hop now have the same conversation as we had when they came in. Okay?
Right. You're right.
Because it's a turnover. And the problem with hip hop is it's the only genre of music with that policy.
Right.
Out with the old, in with the new,
which
like damn near weekly. Okay, so how does a culture ever become classic? How do artists ever become classic and have a mainstay within the music, within the genre, within the culture? Okay, if every week you turn around, there's another record replacing the last record that came out. Okay, whatever gets to be classic. 20 years from now, all right, are you going to be doing a Schmurder dance?
They ain't doing it now.
You're not doing it now.
No disrespect to that song. I was doing that shit when it came out. Okay? But 20 years from now, you're going to be doing a Schmurder dance. Are you going to be like, there's a lot of different songs I could pick from, okay, which was fucking dope and great for this generation. But they never are going to get to be classic if you keep turning over the music so fast.
Right.
Well, even look at what's going on with Soulja Boy. No offense, but they did a poll or something or a survey to say $250 in food stamps or dinner with Soulja Boy, and everybody picked $250 in food stamps.
I mean, who wouldn't? How much you gonna get out of having a dinner with Soulja Boy?
Facts.
Unless he just chip you off something like he just feeling flamboyant and chip you off something. Other than that, I mean, the point is that at one point, Soulja Boy had sold more ringtones than anybody on this planet. Anybody on this planet. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing that song. Okay. But like I said, the way the music is, just the turnover so quick. Nothing gets to be classic.
Well, keep doing that. We're gonna wind up killing our music, killing our own stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll have no shelf life at all. And then the AI bots are gonna come in, and just start taking your voice and putting it. Anybody could rap and you can sound just like Jay-Z.
Very true.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah,
Right.
I saw it.
That
I just
Jay-Z
saw
thing
it.
was crazy. I'm like, how do you just create a whole
Anybody in
verse?
this room could start rapping and just sound just like Jay-Z.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
I'll
like
show
a
you
filter
if you need
that
to
they
see it.
put on you, but it's that AI.
It's happening right now. So listen, we're gonna wrap this up. I want to say thank you. So tell everybody where else they can find you, that Kaz, man. Like, we are IG, and I know you do Rock the Bells. Let them know when they can tune in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Of course, I'm Grandmaster Kaz. You can find me on social media under Grandmaster Kaz on IG. I'm the real Grandmaster Kaz. Twitter, Grandmaster Kaz. Facebook, Kaz Brown. And my website is grandmasterkaz.com. I got a birthday coming up.
Oh, okay.
You guys are both
Please,
invited.
I want to come to that.
April
Birthday.
18th, I'll be at Club Amadeus.
Oh, dope.
Okay, it's Grandmaster Kaz Day. Okay, it's been
Congratulations.
decreed by the Bronx Borough President
Oh, that's
that
dope.
April 18th is Grandmaster Kaz Day.
Oh, dope.
And it's my birthday, so Big Daddy Kane will be performing, KRS-One, Kumo D,
Right.
and Melly Mel.
Oh, no
And
question.
I have a whole lot of surprise special guests coming in the house as well. So go to Eventbrite and get your tickets for Grandmaster Kaz's birthday
Well,
party.
I'm a special invited guest too, so we're
All
gonna
right,
be
you're
there.
already good.
You heard me?
Other than that, I want to salute my Windows of Hip Hop family. We've been rocking for like damn near 10 years now, and that's my community arm. Okay, that's where I go out and go to schools.
Oh, okay.
And we create curriculums in schools. Melly Mel has a health program going on in there. I mean, we do all kind of things year round. So salute to my Windows of Hip Hop
No
family.
doubt,
that
man. That's good
continues
stuff right
as
there.
well.
Yeah, that's
I'm
important.
doing some things in VR coming up soon with my man Focus. The book is in the works. I got a documentary in the works. I got a podcast that I'm getting ready to start as well. So
Okay.
you guys, you're gonna have to come on my podcast
Yeah, we here for it.
No
in
doubt.
a second.
No doubt, brother.
And I've heard inklings about a possible Cold Crush Brothers film. Okay,
Amazing.
so I'm gonna just throw that out there in the air. So the people that are talking about it, boom, keep talking about it. God damn it, let's
right.
make it happen.
I know that's real. And before we let you go, I have a lightning round for you because I know that your audience and new audiences need to know a little bit about you. So you have so many different accolades, but tell us about this hip hop figurine collection that you have.
I'm an avid collector of all things hip hop. All things hip hop. If that shit got anything to do with hip hop, I'm keeping it. I want it.
What's your most favorite piece?
My favorite piece is the one I just got. There's an artist called Startucci, and he's the one who did the Ghostface Killer joints and the Biggie joint.
yeah.
My wife ordered one for me.
Oh, dope.
Okay, and he made me one special. So that's my favorite piece right now. It's not on it's not for sale. It's like a one off. It's a one of a kind that was commissioned strictly for me. But I have a lot of artwork that
we
has
know.
been done for me that people send to me all the time. I keep all that shit. Like you said, I got a little mini museum of my own in my house. Okay,
That you cherish. You
I
have custom
am a
rugs,
museum
GMC.
unto myself.
No question.
Okay.
I feel that.
And also, so how many all access passes have you collected throughout your years?
Oh man, hundreds of them. I'm not gonna say thousands, but hundreds of backstage passes, all access passes. At some point, you know, they give out the little sticker. That sticker, they put the sticker.
Yeah.
A bunch of them shits. I don't know what happened, or still stuck on some clothes, or you just rip them. I got my door at home, like
Right.
everything that's like I'll stick it on my door at home. So my door is a fucking museum.
Oh, that's
piece
sick. That's
at
sick.
home, but the laminates and stuff, I collect those. My brother Donald D.
Donald
From the original B-Boys.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
That girl named Millie.
Yeah,
Act real
that's
silly.
silly.
All right, Donald got
Don't
me
think-
collecting
don't like
laminates
the
when
way-
he was on tour with
Sally.
Ice-T and the
well,
Rhyme Syndicate.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so fucking dope to be able to see how
Yeah.
many places,
You've
how many
been.
shows you've been. So now I got all them shits.
I collect mine.
You should see the magnets on my refrigerator.
Oh wow, that's
Send that
I
to
can
me.
imagine.
That has to be dope.
I
That
got
must be a
mag-
picture. That must be a picture. I want to see that.
Yeah. So I embrace and I cherish everything that has to do with hip hop and my journey in hip hop.
And you mentioned Ice-T. I know that you were on The Art of Rap. He was doing a documentary.
I was The Art of Rap, all right? I stole that motherfucking movie, okay? There was so many people in that, you know what I mean? But I just like,
right.
I did me. What can I say?
And what brewed from that was a lyrical book.
The book, exactly. The producer, one of the producers of The Art of Rap, also had a friend in the UK that has a lyric book company. And in The Art of Rap, when I was writing a rhyme, like I wrote a rhyme while they sat there, puffed one and wrote a rhyme. And it was like, your handwriting is amazing. And I was like, well, thank you. Ice-T was like, yo, you should see his rhyme books. Okay, this nigga write in perfect like penmanship. Wow. So I pulled out a few of my books, and they was amazed. And they was like, yo, you should make a book out of your books. And then that's where the book came. Oh, it's called Written, the lyrics of Grandmaster Caz. And they just photocopied about 40 some odd pages.
Where can you pick that up? Where can you get that?
Well, it's a company called the Lyric Book Company out in the UK. They shipped me everything. Okay, we had Amazon that was supposedly going to distribute. That didn't work out, so whatever books they shipped there, they shipped to me, and I sold all them shits. You understand what I'm saying? I was slinging them shits like dope, okay? And the fact that what makes it easier is that, first of all, I get all the money directly to me.
Of course.
Secondly, is that a person would rather buy it directly from you,
of course,
as opposed to maybe ordering. Okay, I'll get around one day. I'll order it, but if I'm standing in front of you, like, yo, $30, and I'm gonna sign it.
Yeah.
Right. Of course.
Okay. I sold boxes of them shit.
Oh, that's dope.
I got some in the car too. If anybody need a book, all right.
Absolutely.
And you got a magic marker, all right.
And what is your favorite borough of MCs?
My favorite borough of MCs? Damn, I'd go against the grain if I didn't say the Bronx.
Exactly. Why would you even ask that question?
Now the next question is, what is your favorite MC from the Bronx besides yourself?
KRS-One.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Peace out to Chris.
Awesome.
Yeah, and there are many, and a lot of people you guys don't even know or probably never heard of, so it wouldn't make no sense for me to mention them, okay? But one of the MCs that you know of that's from the Bronx, I would say KRS-One. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the greatest MCs from the Bronx is fucking Melly Mel.
Oh, no question.
Okay, that's my partner, my tag team partner. That kind of goes without saying. And the only MC on this planet, okay, that I referenced or was inspired like to be as good or better than or thought that was as good as me was Melly Mel.
That's saying everything.
Salute.
Yeah. So him. But and somebody of notoriety that you got, KRS-One, as far as him representing the Bronx. Okay.
Yes, sir. And last but not least, Mr. Caz, would you take it away with the before? It doesn't have to be the whole thing, but
it has to be the whole thing,
know.
else you ain't gonna get it.
Well, all right then, spit it.
Before rap was a game or hip hop was a nation. Before Lauryn Hill began her miseducation. Before Milk was chillin' or PE brought the noise. Before Heavy D and the Boys. Before the roof caught on fire. Before Fresh was the word. Before Houdini and Friends and Roxanne's Revenge. Before the Freaks came out at night. Before Say Ho. Before the Crash Crew was rocking on the radio. Before Whitney, Mariah, and Brandy and Janet. Before Bam and the Soul Sonic Force rocked the planet. Before These Are the Breaks, before Hard Times, before the Sugar Hill Gang, before Super Rhymes, before Reaganomics, before rappers got shot in their stomachs, before you found hip-hop and comics, before G's, before weed was trees, before going raw dog gave you a deadly disease, before haters, before thugs and perpetrators, before the alphas and before the betas, before beepers and cell phones and retro gods and FedEx and food stamps and Metro cards, before cops was 5-0 or Gats was answers, before the B-boys turned into break dancers, before legs was crazy or out turned to Swayze back when L said it's hot, humid, and hazy. Before all the bullshit, by no means get it twisted. My name is hip hop, and I have always existed in this physical form or in the essence of rhyme. I'm Grandmaster Caz, baby, the greatest of all time.
Thank you, and thank you.
You are watching the T-Money Podcast joint featuring Ciara Ross and the GOAT of all time. Watch it. Grandmaster Caz, salute, my G. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Truly amazing. And one last time, where can the people find you?
Once again, I'm on Instagram, The Real Grandmaster Caz. That's the best way to holler. If you got business, it's therealgrandmastercaz@gmail.com.
That's it, baby.
Absolutely.
That's how we do it. Like, share, and subscribe. T-Money Podcast joint, YouTube. Let's go. Peace out.
T-Money Podcast joint.